r/AskReddit. What do you use to remind yourself that everything isn't that bad? I remember that Yahoo hasn't given up, so why should I? Reminds me of a saying that I used to repeat to myself occasionally. If Internet Explorer is brave enough to ask to be your default browser, you can be brave enough to ask that girl out. I found this absolutely hilarious, and one time it actually gave me the courage to ask somebody out. Lol. The quote about Internet Explorer is absolutely the most hilarious thing I have read someone post yet. Lol. Good for you. I hope you're still with her. Thumbs up. I'm not homeless anymore, my chronic illness is in remission, so I can feed myself and even work outside the house. Life is good. I don't think a lot of people who haven't been homeless understand how bad it is mentally. I've been homeless twice, first time for almost a year and second for a very short 7 weeks. I was lucky enough the last time to have a new car to sleep in. I also had and have a very high-paying job, just got in financial trouble due to some very large unexpected payments. Having a bed to sleep in is something that is so comforting, as is a daily shower and restroom whenever I want it. Just think about it makes me smile. Still a very steep hill to climb and had to transfer to another state so I could stay with an amazing friend, but it gets better every day. Congrats to you and keep it up. I have a roof over my head. My partner and I are 2 people and 2 cats living in a tiny bachelor, studio-style rental apartment. We just can't afford a bigger place in our current situation. Sometimes it gets frustrating talking about someday moving into a 1-bedroom, or having our own place, etc. We recently watched the Korean movie Parasite, and it made me incredibly grateful that despite how little room we have, people aren't peeing into our windows, and yes, we have a roof over our heads. It doesn't leak, our neighbors aren't too annoying, and we don't have to worry about damages to the roof when a storm hits. We have each other, we have our health, and we have the 2 furballs, and sometimes that's all that matters. My mother isn't rich and stresses about money a lot. Sometimes I have to remind her that she's never had to choose between food and medications. I try to remember that we're all just making it up as we go along. For whatever reason, I always thought that once you hit 30, you had this life figured out, your job was going to be constant, you understand the basics of everything, and you kind of just drifted to death. Sounds more dramatic than what I mean. But now that I am 33, I see that even my parents are developing and learning new things. It's both hopeful and scary. You think it will get easier as you get older, and it sorta does, but nobody prepares you for health emergencies that come out of thin air. Both for you and your loved ones. Things just become a different kind of difficult. But it's life, what else can you do? Riding my bike and listening to music, it takes my mind off of everything, and I forget what's going on and I'm just happy. Edit, holy crap, thanks for the upvotes and the 2 silver. I just got out of work so this is a shocker. Lol, thanks everyone. I did this and got checked. Checked meaning I was asked where I was from by a gang memeber. I live in a very gentrified neighborhood and I just got this blue bike I was excited to ride, so I throw on some clothes and head down the street. Well, some dude in a black truck asked where I was from and I took my happy ass home riding through the alleyways like in the movies. I realized I was wearing all blue with my shades on and on a blue beach cruiser. Learned my lesson. Don't wear all blue in a red neighborhood. Man, I had no idea this was a thing until a few years ago. Was in Toronto visiting a friend and my friend was desperately trying to find me a different coat as mine was bright red. Couldn't find one that fit, so we just ordered in for dinner because she was worried about walking around her neighborhood in red. I think about the fact that all things considered I'm reasonably healthy and there's no warrant out for my arrest. Yet. Lol, I think the only people who can truly appreciate not having a warrant out for their arrest are those who have had one. That experiences with people is what matters most, not money or material. I try to think about each interaction I've ever had with a stranger and how it has benefited them. I still remember and probably won't ever forget this stranger on board an airplane returning home. I was short a few cents and could not afford the muffin which I wanted. He reached out and said, "Don't worry, I'll buy it for you." Ever since then I've had this feeling for humanity, a feeling that we're all in this together and we always will be. Because in the end, we're all that we'll ever be of ourselves. Hopefully this gets past all the award stuff, but one thing that reminds me that everything isn't all bad is that I have people and pets that want me around. I can have an utterly terrible day, come home, and my dog is waiting at the door to greet me. Every day. I'll go lay down, and he'll come cuddle with me. My sister notices the funk, and will make me dinner or a dessert or something to lift my spirits, and I don't have to say a word. I'm close enough with my best friend that he can notice something off about me just by the way I text, and he'll come over to play some video games and talk. Please remember that there are people around you that love you and care for you. When you're having an utterly shit day, there are people that actively want to make it better because they care for you. You may not notice the ways that they do it, but they do. It can be as simple as just asking how your day was, they know, they can tell, or as elaborate as taking you out to unwind and have a fun time to forget and relax. No one is ever alone in this world, even if you feel it. And, if you genuinely feel it, message me. I'm always welcoming conversations from anyone. Your second paragraph hit me hard. Currently going through an episode of depression for the past few weeks because of the loss of a friendship because of a misunderstanding. A friendship into which maybe I gave a lot more than I got in return. I'm still surrounded by wonderful people who are helping me come out of this episode, and I'm grateful that they're around. And, I've signed up for therapy, which I never thought I would, so here's to coming out stronger on the other side. Never say no to therapy, and never succumb to the stigma around it. At the same time, therapy isn't just paying someone to listen to you. All of the friends around you that are offering to spend time with you, or inviting you over to hang out, go out, are the genuine ones. They see how you're feeling, and are taking it upon themselves to change that for the better because they care about you. Those are the friends that you keep around. I'm young and I'm still learning, but I've been in your scenario before, and I personally owe my life to a few people that were there for me. I would not be the person I am today without their generosity and their goodwill. Even if it's not your style, or you really feel like sitting at home when one of those friends wants to hang out, accept the offer. You have one life to live with these people that want you around, and I think it's best to enjoy their company while you can. I hope everything looks up for you, and I know it will, because it sounds like you have an amazing support group that care about you. Plus, you have everyone in this thread rooting for you too. Smiley face. My love for deer on the side of the road, the ones that are alive. It reminds me the innocence of nature and makes me feel warm and alive. My cat pretty much instinctively knows when I'm down. He gets very cuddly and won't leave my side if I'm upset. My fiancé always says that he must be a loved one reincarnated. My cat does this too. She even tries to cuddle if I fake cry. She only does this with me though. I raised her from a kitten and she chose me right away. She was originally my brother's cat, but she would only pay attention to me. She's 6 now and still very obsessed with me. I think I have a tiny reincarnated stalker, but I'm totally okay with it. I can die later. The world is going to kill me whether I like it or not, so why not stick around for a few more decades and see what happens? In some ways it's comforting to know I don't have to do this forever and I don't have to kill myself. Curiosity and things to look forward to. Even TV shows, games, movies, or visits from relatives. I always pick something to look forward to. I have a couple of lists that together, I call my reasons to keep on living. 1. A traditional bucket list. In other words, look at all this cool shit I haven't done yet. 2. Upcoming release dates. All the games, movies, shows coming out in the next year or so. Look at all the cool shit I have to look forward to. 3. A list of the people who matter to me or who I matter to. It's nice to fill this up with funny memories or sweet anecdotes illustrating why our relationship matters. Another one I've been thinking about making, a list of technological, societal advancements I'm curious about. WTF is dark matter? Dark energy? How powerful does China get relative to the US? Do we ever get personal hovercars? Etc. My kids. They are helping me more than anything else right now. High school is almost over and a new chapter of my life is about to start. Smiley face. And most of what you learned was a waste of your childhood. I go for a walk. Sometimes a little sunshine will help ease my anxiety. Someone somewhere has gone through something much worse and made it through, why can't I? My youngest daughter Emma. She is 1.5 years old and just knows how to enjoy every second of life. She wakes with a smile and goes to bed grinning while holding her Winnie the Pooh. She falls while walking and just dusts herself off and keeps going. Every time she hears a motorcycle she says, ooh, and then vroom vroom. While signing motorcycle. My niece is 1.5 years old. Her amazement and being so fucking happy at the simple wonders of the world never fail to amaze me. She came to my home to visit a few odd weeks back, and she is a water baby. I pick her up, run some water in the sink, and put her in the sink. Yo, you would have thought I handed her the keys to heaven. She had an absolute fucking blast, splashing around and laughing and giggling at me. It reminds me when times get me down, think on that and it'll guarantee to make me smile. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more.